What I'm about to tell you is the true story of how I got into cubing. Not many people know this, but I was actually born in Albuquerque at the height of the Great Depression. I was a slippery child who mostly enjoyed my own company. Actually, you wouldn't believe it, but my first hobby was badminton. I even tried out for the national squad and would have made it if not for Slow-Fia. She accidentally broke my racket just before I was about to compete, and none of the judges believed me. As if I'd ever touch your racket, you booger brain. I was devastated. I remember that night clearly, lying in bed with my Ninja Turtles bedsheets, thinking I'll never ever be able to show off my left elbow in public ever again. And then from the corner of my room, something sparkled. At first I couldn't see it, because it was covered by my collection of antique coins, but then I looked closer. A Rubik's Cube. My uncle had given to me years ago, on Valentine's Day. He was a funny guy, Uncle Horace. He had been a kazoo designer his whole life, but got fired for supposedly being too good at his job. But I'll never forget what he told me that day. He said, "Build a man a fire, he'll be warm for a day. Set a man on fire, and he'll be warm for the rest of his life." I didn't get it at the time, and actually I still don't. The sad thing is, he passed away 54 days later, so the cube was the only memory I had of him. And it was there in that moment, alone in my bedroom, that I decided I was going to become the best cuber in Albuquerque. Of course, I had no idea how to solve that thing. And keep in mind, Elon Musk hadn't invented YouTube yet, so I turned to the only place I could, my school's internet chat rooms. "Can anyone help me solve the Rubik's Cube?" I typed, and I waited, and waited. 12 jiffies passed, and still no reply. Until one fateful day, there it was, a message from Cheeto Dorito _123do. He introduced me to the concept of CFOP, although instead of calling it a cross, for some reason he used to say, "make a desk." I don't know. I still remember my first solve, which happened in my laundry room. It took me 89 minutes, but I didn't care. I'd solved it. And I kept doing it over and over and over again. I cubed on the electric scooter. I cubed during our family vacation to Svalbard. I even cubed when I was in the hospital with measles. And every time I hit a milestone, I'd get back on the chat room and share my success with Cheeto Dorito _123do. It wasn't long before I hit sub 1 minute. Then sub 20. Slowly the school in my neighborhood started to notice. I even made it to the front page of the Daily Toothbrush. And then Cheeto Dorito 123do recommended that I try competing in an official WCA comp. I thought he was joking, but he was as serious as a gerbil swimming in the forest. And so I attended my first comp, Derpfest 2009. I couldn't believe what I saw. Cubers everywhere, turning puzzles of all kinds. I even met Lucas Etter. Well, I met his mom. And she secretly gave me his wallet. Good times. And even though the pressure was high, I was on fire. I made it through to the second round of 3x3, and then into the finals. This was one of the only comps I've been to with prize money as well, a whopping $4 for the winner. And in the final round of the competition, I choked. I choked like a tennis instructor trying to balance rocks. I was humiliated. It felt like badminton all over again. I ran home, threw my cube in the trash, and didn't go out for the next 3 hours. And then my computer lit up. It was Cheeto Dorito 123do. "Are you going to do this every time you get knocked down? Crawl into a hole, just like Danny DeVito did?" Then, out of the blue, he quoted these lyrics from my favorite song. "We're halfway there, oh, living on a prayer." And instantly I knew, if I was going to be the greatest cuber in Albuquerque, I had to fight for it. I typed a reply. "Can I meet you in person?" Suddenly I heard a raspy voice behind me. Eyes wide, I turned around slowly, and you would never believe who I saw. And that's the true story of how I got into cubing. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was a fun video to make, and please stay tuned for future and past videos. Goodbye.